Watts, man. Let's talk about before we get into hip hop topics. Let's talk about some music right quick, man. R.J. Payne, Cory Gunz, linked up. This is not the first time they linked up. Watch. You know what's funny, Watch? When I listen to this song before we get into the Predator versus Alien song, which I like a lot, I can't wait to dissect it. We can hear in a second. I saw footage, bro, of like 10 years ago, Watts. It was R.J. Payne, Mook, Jag, T-Rex, Smack. Back in 2008, Watts, this footage of these niggas chilling together. And it's so funny, we're doing a review. So it just tells me that Gunz and Payne, you know, back probably the Rayman era, when he's Rayman and everything, right? That they had a connection from the jump. And I know a brother like you, who R.J. Payne is your guy, and I know how much you and I talk about Cory Gunz heavily. Let me just say this, Watts, off rip. I want an album from these brothers. I want a 10-piece project from Payne and Cory Gunz, man. Slide at you right quick, brother.
One of the things that I love about this collaboration is that you knew as soon as you saw that they was going to do a song together that was going to be fire. Like you knew it. Like it's all about rapping. They're not trying to. They're trying to showcase their lyrical skills. And guess what? They both knew the assignment.
You're gonna hate me for this. You probably gonna love me for this. You might love me for this. I gotta take something out of your hat, brother. I don't know who had the best verse. I don't know. I might have to call MVP this choice. I don't know who had the best verse, Watts. I played this joint 6 times. And then when I be thinking Gunz get it off, we might slide a minute, then Payne verse comes second. It's like, all right, Payne just, you know what I'm saying? I like this song a lot, man. Cory Gunz sets it off, man. One thing about Cory Gunz, man, in terms of flow pockets, niggas love talking this flow pockets game. I always say Crooked Eye and Cory Gunz and a couple other guys also, but flow pockets, how they just make the words jump around when they rap and everything like that and mixing the wordplay that Gunz has. Listen, Cory Gunz was a year before last. He had a project with David Bars that I rocked with heavy. Watch, I rocked with that project so heavy, it was dope. This is just
Cory Gunz just dropped a project called The Militia 2. I've been playing it. He just dropped it, literally
this year,
yesterday.
Say less. I gotta
no. But it just shows you that he's still been he's been putting out more music as of late.
I love the back and forth with these brothers. I wish there was another second verse from both these guys. That's the only complaint I have, which is minuscule. It's not even that big. You know, come with the clickbait and clout fish and a guppy would get it. I love that bar from Cory Gunz. And I just thought Payne just went off, man. Mixing us two together, a flood and a blizzard, listening closely, do some observation of God's creation, providing so much gas in the booth. You can see the condensation. Like that nigga R.J. Payne turns to rapping, and that brother's fire, man. I have no problem with this song, brother. I just want another verse. That's it. So I got a verse.
I'm going to tell you why I'm edging Payne having the best verse.
Okay.
Because he said something I know me and you both loved in this verse.
Talk to me.
The War Report reference with Nori.
Right.
That was the one that said, okay, you know what? Payne got it. Because they both was doing the same thing. Going to different flow pockets, rapid fire flow, you know, flawless delivery. But when he was like, Payne and Cory, the War Report, you could let something know. I was like, damn, this shit is so fire, bro. And let me tell you, the song just been on repeat. It just stayed on repeat. Like this is what I like, man. 2 MCs getting super busy, gang. And by the way,
talk to me.
R.J. Payne, in 2026, this is his second song he's released. Second collaboration. One with Crooked Eye and Conniva.
Yes.
And now the one with Cory Gunz. Is it safe to say R.J. Payne is like home run 2 for 2 in 2026?
He's 2 for 2. And let me say this, Watch. This gives me the what's the song you have with Cannabis, the Shotguns of Hell? This give me that kind of vibe. I love that song with Payne and Cannabis. That Shotguns of Hell joint. I still play that joint to this day. And this song give me these vibes. And I'm gonna be real, man. How would you feel about Gunz and Payne? Give us a 10-pack.
And let me tell you just how crazy it is. because Payne is such a prolific writer, he could easily do it. Like, remember, he put out damn near 8 to 9 projects last year. So his pen can easily do this. And I love the chemistry. Like you said, when you hearing it, you like, yo, these brothers complement each other. And you, like you said, this ain't the first time they did a song together. You know what I'm saying? And I like that Payne is rapping with the rappers. Like he's rapping with the dudes who's going to push his pen. Rappers that people respect, that we respect as MCs. So he's ducking no lyrical smoke. And so I like that.
You go from Crooked Eye to Cory Gunz, 2 C's, you can't go bad. Crooked Eye to Cory Gunz, you can't go bad at all and stuff like that. Payne is dropping a project soon, right? Is soon dropping a project, right?
Yes.
Well, you know, we definitely gonna review this and stuff like that. I would love to hear them on some Run DMC, Smith and Wesson, Jadakiss, just back and forth. Imagine them 2 niggas back and forth, Payne and Cory. Oh man, son. I ain't gonna front. Yeah, Payne, like Watts said, you 2 for 2, brother. 2 for 2. See, Watts, J. Cole is 3 for 3, 4 for 4, and Payne is 2 for 2, right? Shout out J. Cole and RJ Payne for bad homers so far in 2026, man. Shout out to Payne. Shout out to Cory Gunz, man. Payne, more music, brother. We appreciate you up here, man. No doubt. All right, brother. Let's talk, man. Let's talk. I'm gonna stay with the 50 Cent and Lloyd Banks, because that's what started first, right? And we'll work to the LL Cool J conversation after that, right? So let's stay with Lloyd Banks and 50 Cent. All right, Watts. Obviously, Tony Yayo, The Talk of New York, and Uncle Murder, the Lenny Grant project, which you love so much. You like to remind me for all the years you so heavy on the Lenny Grant project. They are going to do a podcast together. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. We'll watch it because me and your hip hop heads, of course, we'll watch it. We'll dissect it whenever they drop their joints and shit, right? So they were on the Breakfast Club promoting that, and the conversation is, again, this Fab Lloyd Banks conversation just keeps running amok. I feel like being watched respectfully ahead of the game, because we was talking that Common Jadakiss, when niggas started going crazy with that. We started the fucking Fabulous Lloyd Banks. He was heavy on that, but neither here nor there, whatever. But for some reason, this got brought back up in the conversation. Obviously, they're gonna ask Tony Yayo, which is kind of a crazy question. Ask Tony Yayo between Banks and Fab. Not saying he's not wrong or right on his answer, because he obviously, but there's going to be a bias also, even if there's truth. How he feels, he feels the way he feels, right? But people are going to deem that as a bias also, because that was his man. Regardless if 50 and Banks don't see eye to eye, we'll dissect that in a second here. Yayo has not defecated and tried to shit on Banks at all, even though he's running around with Tony, with Uncle Murder, talking about eating caviar, pancakes, and all that shit every time they fly out. 50 got us in Dubai, got us in the greatest hotel. He loves breaking that down, right? Right, Watts? 50 now. He goes, there's a post out there. Let me get it up here, Watts. First, before I go there, talk to me real quick. How you feel about the conversation? What do you expect Tony Yayo to say, right?
I think this was a nasty, nasty conversation on the Breakfast Club. I really hated the fact that it descended into a conversation that had nothing to do with hip hop. I mean, I already told you I have a big problem with Lauren LaRosa, the woman who's from TMZ. Like, everything about her is just shade room hip hop talk. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And Envy is just the biggest hip hop disappointment when it comes to talking about hip hop. He acts like he knows nothing about it. He completely rewrites history. And the fact that Charlemagne, who you know been left hip hop, but Charlemagne will always remind him, yo, Envy, what are you talking about? Mm-hmm. Like, he said, when he was talking, when they were having the hip hop conversation, and Envy was like, yeah, back when Jay and Big was #1. And Charlemagne was like, Jay wasn't #1 while Big was #1. But Envy just said it like, yes, it was. And people will think, well,
he wasn't. Let's keep it so. I love Jay like the next guy, but Jay was not next to Big when they was.
I know. So when Envy said that, he was Charlemagne was like, yo, bro, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And Envy's someone who is literally, I know there was a time in his career where he was in the hip hop. So Tony Yayo, of course, see, this is why Tony Yayo can really say it. Tony Yayo lived the prime era of G Unit. Watched it. He saw Banks getting all the love of the lyricism, the streets loving Banks. Like, do people realize G Unit is organic from the streets? That's literally how they blew. They was putting out free music on the streets, and people loved listening to it. When people, so this is when you say about the bias scene, this is something I'm never going to accept. For example, Maynard was asked, bar for bar, who's better, Jim Jones or Styles P? And he said, well, Jim Jones is my man, so you know I'm going with Jim. Well, then we can never have a hip hop conversation. If the criteria to answer any hip hop related question is if that's your friend or you know him or you get money with him, therefore you have to elevate him over. I'm curious, Mano, if they would have said Jim Jones or Coochie Rap, would you have said, well, I'm getting money with Jim Jones. Jim Jones is my man, so you know I got to go home team. I mean, I don't like this conversation about it's bias. Just answer the question. Who's the better MC?
So basically, rappers are compromised.
Well, you tell me, is Jim Jones better than Styles P?
Listen, real quick, I don't mean to go to battle rap, but I think battle rappers all the time watching, they the most compromised niggas in this culture. They the bloggers, they the fans, and guess what? Hip hop music is the same thing. When radio execs and all this other, and rappers are the most uncompromised. They just are.
It's rare to see MCs just speak their unvarnished truth. That's why I'd rather have an MC who doesn't know any of them, and then they ask them the question, and then they'll just answer how they feel. But you can't be on the show called Bar for Bar, and you say Jim Jones, and your reason is because that's home to like you were struggling. Who's better, Styles P or Jim Jones?
You say yo, Jim my man, but even he know that. That's SP we talk. That's the ghost right there. Jim my guy, but that's SP the ghost.
Like is Jim Jones gonna get mad at you? Like, yo, how you gonna say Styles P Bar for Bar better than me?
You jump out the window, man, you know, with that one. Like Jim ain't gonna say no shit like that.
So the conversation on the Breakfast Club it just wasn't a hip hop conversation. I mean, Charlamagne ruined it when he was like, "Who's better at killing each other?" And then they all just started laughing, and I'm like, "What is this?"
Yeah, I didn't find that.
You know, and Uncle Murder feeling like he ain't know what to say, and Yayo barking. I'm like, "Yo, what you talking about, Murder? Pick, and Murder act like he don't know what to say." I'm just like, "Yo, what is this?"
And guess what? That's what's gonna happen on a podcast. I guarantee you. Ready for this? Premonition of early. When you and I dissect Murder and Yayo's podcast, we're gonna have the same conversation that we have with Yayo. With Fat Joe with Jadakiss. The same thing with Yayo. Not in terms of not telling stories, making it about him and overpowering conversations. I guarantee.
You mean overpowering Uncle Murder?
Absolutely. Well,
Tony Yayo likes to talk, and he talks his mind. You know what I'm saying? Remember, he's the one that really went crazy when they was talking about who's the better storyteller between Ice Cube and Biggie. Mm-hmm. Remember when he was on Drink Champs? So, but
tell me, I want to get your take on this though. Stay with the Breakfast Club right quick. I don't recall us ever having a conversation or one of us bringing this up in conversation because I always say with us, the left one will get you, the right one will, right? I didn't know Fab wanted to join G Unit. What do you think about that?
That came out of nowhere, bro. I'd never heard that before.
I mean, neither. But
I never heard that before. And you know why I never heard that before?
I couldn't wait to talk to you about that shit. I'm like, hold on. I never knew Fab wanted to join G Unit. Interesting.
I don't know if that's Tony Yayo just jumping out the window and getting and because remember there was a point everybody wanted to sign to G Unit. You know what I'm saying? I get that, but Fab was already in a situation. He was on Desert Storm. He was on Def Jam. He'd already, before G Unit popped off, Fab already had his album and he had his hits already.
But Beans wanted to be on G Unit. Mace wanted to be on G Unit, like you said.
No. Yeah. And we can document that and we can prove it. There is literally no point ever where we can say Fab wanted to be on G Unit. We know Beans did, and we know J Hood did. Like we know all of this. I know the people who wanted to sign and be on G Unit. There's nowhere that I can find you that Fab wanted to be with G Unit. So to me, I'm calling cap on that, bro. I'm just gonna be real with you. I'm calling cap on that.
So you think Yayo's line is capping on that?
Yes, I think absolutely.
For you to sit on a Breakfast Club, which is syndicated all over the world, and especially in NYC, where you know that's going to touch all boroughs and shit like that, and niggas like me and you're going to watch that shit, I don't know if he's capping, though, but here's the thing. Here's what I ask you. I mean, most important thing. Would that have worked?
Yes.
Fab and Banks? That would have been crazy. I wonder why Banks would have felt about that, though. You know
he wouldn't have felt no kind of way. He had Mobb Deep. He had MOP. Banks was cool. Banks was cool with all of that, bro.
But there was a lot of similarities between Fab and Banks compared to Fab.
They just would have been
MOP and Hot Rod.
You would have had two ill MCs rhyming together. To me, that's a corny conversation Yayo did, man, because personally I don't believe it. I do not believe that.
I can only call him. I can only say a man of his word until somebody says cap on it. No, here's the thing. Fab is on a podcast, so I'm pretty sure next week, because I think they film once a week. He obviously can't film. They had a show yesterday, I believe, so that he's not going to answer that now. But it's going to be very interesting to see if Fabulous rebuttals what Tony Yayo said. Because if Fab says, like what you said, cap or not, that's what we're going to have to say. And you think Fab is going to respond to Yayo's claim?
He's going to have no choice.
So Fab would have been like, Fab would have been screaming.
Fab was not joining G-Unit. I'm calling cap on that, bro. I'm calling cap.
Hey, Fab, you got to let me watch it on, brother.
I don't know. Yo, 3, I don't need to know. I don't believe Yayo. That's what I'm telling you. I do not believe Yayo.
If Fab can co-sign Yayo or nay, it would be interesting also. I just want him to say yeah or nay, bro. That's all. That's all. Now, let's get to the most interesting part here, Watts. So, 50 Cent, he posts the picture of Yayo and Uncle Murder on the Breakfast Club, sir, on Instagram, and he has 50 Cent, Fab versus Banks. And this is Curtis Jackson, a.k.a. Ferrari's response and rebuttal, how he felt about the conversation between Banks and Fab. He goes, Watts, and I quote, "They both write better when it's about girls. They both think they are better than everybody. They both never, Watts, put in no work in themselves. They both are not likely to sell at this point in their career. It's a tie, ladies and gentlemen. They are the same." Talk to me.
Do you think 50 gets the Archie Bunker Award for saying that?
Let's break it down. So let's go here first. They both write better when it's about girls. Let's stay there first. I think Fab does a better job than Banks on that.
That's
Fab
an absolute lie for 50 to say that. Okay. What is Banks' most famous rhyme?
In terms of he has so many, you gotta refer
victory. His victory freestyle. That ain't got nothing to do with women. That don't got nothing to do with women. It got to do about Frank. Banks is called the PLK, the Punchline King. Why is he referred to that? He's not referred to ladies love Banks. He's not referred to that. So that already, that's a lie.
Right.
It's not true what 50 said. And it was so egregious and such a lie that he had to delete and take down the post. You know that? He took down the post because everybody got at him like, bro, this is bull ass what you're saying. And nobody's buying it. Nobody who lived through the G-Unit era is buying that all of a sudden Banks can't do nothing. Banks can't do nothing on his own.
Now, being that Banks was part of G-Unit, you would expect him, the way Yayo was writing for Banks, would you not expect 50 to be the same way? Or he just giving his honest opinion? Like, which one is the truth here? Is it
50 is not.
Hold on, how much is he shading Lloyd Banks? And how much he's shading Fab? Because you know him and Fab right now got any back and forth or anything. So now he's shading both of them together right now because for some odd reason, the brother has issues with Banks. I go back to when we spoke about it earlier this morning, me and you off air, about when 50 had his New Jack City moment. When he had the whole unit, it was Buck, Yayo, Banks, and Kid, I believe, all in the room. And there was a reporter in there asking questions. And Watts, I got to be honest, the way, this 10 years ago, Watts, 10 years ago, brother, that when they had this interview, right? And the way 50 was subliminally and not subliminally talking about Banks in front of his face, and Banks' whole facial expression can speak volumes, how pissed off he looked. So he's always take pop shots at this nigga. Is it because he's closer to Yayo and they came together? You know, Banks is some rap shit, so it's easy to come at Banks. How do you feel about that?
I think this is one of the bad characteristics and bad traits of 50. 50 destroys and attacks his own legacy when he attacks Banks. When he attacks G-Unit and he attacks Banks, it's like a self-inflicting wound. It's like you're shooting yourself.
Right.
When you got on the street, your first, the mixtape, 50 Cent is the Future, you got Banks on there and you got a song with Banks called Banks Workout. So when you first hear it, you're hearing Banks. On the second mixtape, that's when Banks did the Banks Victory. When you think G-Unit, you think 50, Banks, Yayo. That's what you think
The big three.
And the way he says, and 50 has gone out of his way to discredit it, saying stuff like, I wish I never created G-Unit. Like, he says stuff like that. So should we take him at face value for that? Should we accept, like, yeah, 50, you're right. You should not have created G-Unit. Even though the first song on Get What You Die Trying is G-Unit. What? We ain't here. Like, everything is about G-Unit. You got G-Unit albums. But the reason why he had to take down that post he said, because it was a lie. Nobody bought it. Nobody believed it. You basically wanted this Fab and you wanted this Banks. How you gonna say Banks can't do nothing on his own? Banks just dropped 2 albums last year. Banks been dropping consistently for like the last 5 years without you, doing his own tours without you. So what he's saying just is not true. Banks is doing this on his own.
It's something you said a second ago, when you was breaking this shit down. Like, for some reason, why the 50 want to denounce G-Unit? And if you want to talk about legacy and everything like that, yeah, Banks ain't screaming G-Unit in his songs and everything, but he's the only one keeping the Unit legacy alive. In terms of music-wise, I mean, sorry, Yayo and Uncle Murder and y'all niggas, but sorry, in terms of keeping a legacy of G-Unit alive, it's Banks. You know what I'm saying? He's been more consistent.
So this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna disagree with you on that. All right, and this is what I mean.
All right.
I don't know. Let me just say, 50's been touring nonstop with G-Unit, right? So that's G-Unit. When he goes out there, he's still representing the brand of G-Unit.
Let me phrase it then. In terms of modern day music now, that's being played now, not the hits, of course, right? 50's always gonna be able to tour. Watch, we know that. But I'm saying in terms of the one that's holding on to music-wise. Because you know what's funny, Watch? Think about this, brother. Me and you got at Lloyd, sorry, Mook and Lux, respectfully. I was baffled that 2 New York City battle rap legends, Watts, and I told you about this, because you're going to feel me when I say this. I had to keep reminding Lux when I had him on the live. My nigga Banks is not part of G-Unit. He didn't even know that. He didn't even know that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not close to the show and watch these niggas how they move, you would think these niggas are still in good. Lux cannot believe it. I'm telling him, bro, Banks is not gonna be riding with 50 with his Fab shit because they not gang like that no more. Yo, let him at you tripping and everything. And I'm like, bro, I'm just letting you know. And I was surprised that Mook stood on the same thing with Lux. I'm like, are y'all not reading the rumors been going on for the last how many years?
Well, I hated that conversation. I was like, man, these guys. I always think battle rappers don't know nothing about hip hop, but then when you hear them talking, it just confirms that, yo, these dudes don't know nothing. It's just, one thing I notice about the hip hop culture, everybody, when people stay in their own bubble, their own inner circle, they don't know what else is going on around the world. They just constantly talk to the same people, hear the same stuff, and they think that's the reality.
Right.
The Banks Fab debate is really upsetting me.
Why?
Because it's by people who do not, like you said, they don't know that Banks has constantly been dropping albums and Fab has been dropping nothing. And yet they talking as if Fab, everybody's just saying Fab. So the thing that throws me off is, if you go back to the era you liked Fab and was listening to Fab, that's the prime run of Banks with G-Unit, isn't it? Mm-hmm. The 2000s?
Absolutely. Bro.
So you got that era. So is that the era everyone's judging that Fab is just so much better than Banks? Because I remember Banks became a superstar. Banks is a sure thing. Y'all niggas might blow. We literally watched him predict Banks is going to be the one to blow. And then Banks blew. We saw it happen in real time. Then we watched him get the Just Awards for the streets, for the lyricism. Twice. And now all of a sudden, Fab is better than Banks. And everybody, and literally, the only person saying it that Banks is better is Tony Yayo. That makes no sense to me. So what? Banks got no fans? No one likes Banks anymore?
Yeah,
this is the wackiest hip hop conversation, and that's why I'll be like, yo, all these dudes is casuals. We literally did a show. Everybody had Banks with AO with his album
Halloween Havoc.
And Halloween Havoc. I told you. One of the Song of the Year candidates was Endangered Species with Ghostface. Mm. He got joints with Styles P. He got joints with Ransom. And then I'm listening to people just straight up Oh, Fab. Fab what? What about Fab?
Well, watch.
He has no music out. He has no effing music out.
I'm with you because hold on, like you and I highlighted that he had dropped a project since what 2017, right? And then that was the Soul Tapes, and then the project before that was with Jadakiss. That project they had also ensured that for whatever reason we were asking for Fab to drop music, right? And we understand. I guess he's going through some label shit. I guess that's why he hasn't dropped that music. He let that cannon off on the podcast, right? People asking him why he hasn't dropped music. But watch, we've known for years that this Fab Banks debate's been going on for years. I like the debate though, brother. I love the debate.
It's a debate because you have people on both sides. Does it sound like it's a debate now? Everybody's just saying Fab. Does that sound like a debate?
It's not a debate. Well, here's the thing. To answer your question, right? I don't want to stray from your question. It's always going to be debate, but if we're talking about Banks has been way more consistent, so now the consistency conversation comes into play, right? And Banks has been way more consistent than Fab. Do I want to hear Fab rap? Watch, yeah. You see how giddy I was. You yelled at me on how giddy I was off his freestyle. You know what I mean? I like to hear. I love Fab. I got mad. I love Fab. Rock with Fab heavy and shit. I like both these brothers and shit. Now, to go back to the mixtape era game in 2003, 2004, I did not have from that 2002 to 2006, 7. I was Banks out. I was Banks all
Wait a minute. No. Make the window more.
Okay.
Remember, Banks came out with that third album on Capitol Records with the Beamer Benz and Bentley. So let's go 2002 to 2010.
Okay, I'm cool with that. Watch, I'm cool with that. So
and you'll acknowledge you had Banks over Fab during that album, right?
I did.
Wait a minute. So did I. And it wasn't even like if you said it, you was jumping out the window. Everybody respected Banks's pen, Banks's lyricism. Banks,
I do love the Soul Tapes, Watts. I do.
No. I understand that, bro. I'm not taking nothing away. I'm just saying the era, that prime era, that 2000s run. It's like everybody's acting like that era never happened. Everybody was riding Banks when Banks was going bar for bar with Pusha T. Pusha T's on that album. Like, what are we doing here? What is going on where I'm watching people ask Fab or Banks and everybody is saying Fab like that's a no-brainer.
Well, here's the thing. I think because commercials, if we're talking about commercial success, because listen, I always live by the Buckshot Shorty commercial rap, get the gun clap day after day, right? You get on me about that. But niggas love Fab, and I think it's the Fab syndrome and commercial success.
Okay, so let me now give facts to that and throw away all of that.
Talk to me.
Fabulous has never been as commercially successful as Lloyd Banks. Lloyd Banks was part of one of the biggest, most commercially successful groups.
Music, watch the music.
Wait. Groups in hip hop history. And on those commercial successful albums were big hits. I
don't think
Banks for Mercy is a commercial successful album. Stunt 101. The first song off that single. That is a commercial super song.
Hold on. Fab does songs that's catering to what? The ladies, right?
And so does Smile. What about Smile?
I love Smile. I love Karma. I love Smile. I love for the ladies, brother. For the ladies, right? If you're on this watch, I just think Fab does it on a higher clip, catering to the women that Banks does. And that's not a bad thing. That's not slighting Banks when I say that, right? I think Fab goes out of his ways. Let's be honest. Method Man tells the story all the time. He didn't want to do all I need and shit. First, I had to fucking convince this nigga to do that joint and everything like that, right? And I think that Fab has used that formula, the Mace formula, the LL Cool J, the nigga before him, used that formula.
Listen, I get that. So here's the thing. DMX, when he was doing Get At Me Dog, he was very popular doing that. So I don't think if you do songs that's catered to the ladies, it makes you more commercially seen or known. Okay. Banks was on the #1 label at the time, on multi-platinum albums for years. Remember, there was a period, every album Banks was on was one of the biggest selling rap albums of the year. So that made him commercially visible. Everybody knew him. I'm calling cap on all these dudes just picking Fab like this is easy. Because lyrically, where you going? You're saying lyrically Fab raps better than Banks?
I'm gonna say in terms of rhyme quotables, you know, I love the rhyme quotable conversation, right? You and I had a conversation about Common and Jadakiss, and I said, as much as I love Common, I just feel for me throughout the years, I'm always the rhyme quotable. Jadakiss rhymes always stuck in my head. Banks rhyme quotables are stuck more in my head, probably a smidge more, or tad more than Fab.
I feel like me, you, and Yayo are the only three people that would say Banks. And to me, that's a sorry state of hip hop, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. It's a sorry state of hip hop because we really just acting like we didn't live that era.
Right.
It's bugging me out. Like we didn't live that when he was doing On Fire. Yo, like all that stuff.
Oh, no, let's say this. When I go to mixtapes.com and I would download mixtapes and I saw Banks mixtapes solo, it was like I'll fucking kid in the candy store. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? You know what football players?
Bro, Banks has such an extensive library of music.
He's just.
Bro, I don't like the conversation, man. I don't like how it's happening. And
I like the conversation.
You know why I don't like the conversation? Because it's not. Listen, bro, we come from the era when people used to argue who was better, Kane or G-Rap. Everybody didn't just say, Kane. It was literally back and forth. We were debating who's better because both of these dudes were super ill. Like that's the debate. We would debate Kane, KRS, Rakim, Coogee Rap. Like that's literally debate. This debate don't seem like it's a debate. It seemed like, Fab. You talking your battle rap guys.
Watch, your gripe is if you feel like it's one-sided from everybody. That's your gripe.
My gripe is one-sided for people that I'm losing respect for. Battle rappers don't count. Their opinion on hip-hop don't count. They don't know nothing about hip-hop. Then you got the clicks. Oh, that's my man. So you know I gotta go with him because that's my man.
Yeah.
So, because that's your teammate, that means he's better than Michael Jordan? Because that's your teammate, that means he's better than SGA? Like, the whole politics of hip-hop conversation sucks.
My brother said that shit is trash. Let me see what else I have. What did he say? Yeah, man. Listen, Banks, to go back to the Banks and 50 thing, right? Are you surprised Banks has never taken a shot or a subliminal?
I think now here's where I'm gonna Banks loves his peace of mind. He don't get caught up in none of 50's constant trolling, constant shenanigans, and we're gonna get into one of 50's shenanigans right now, which is so corny. You know, 50 constantly beefing with everybody, constantly never happy to see other people succeed. It's like it gets corny. You constantly getting caught up in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying? And Banks don't want that. Banks is like, yo, bro, I'm out here rapping. I'm giving my bars out. I got respect from everybody in the industry. I can get features from anybody I want because they respect my pen. And that's what he's doing.
And Banks is doing mad. His music is very introspective. If you want to say grown man music or grown man bars or something you got to deal with, he's on that type of time with his music and shit like that. Banks is not doing
and that's why I have no respect when 50 said they can't do nothing on their own. They need help. That's just not true.
Yo, 50, you wilding with that.
Yo, how can you say that?
Listen, man, please go watch me watching my man M. Lang and Matt Slander, our 2025 albums of the year, projects of the year. All four of us had Banks in our shit. All four of us, man. Like, we not, you know what I mean? No one argued about that. Watson give nobody the side eye. I didn't give nobody the side eye. Like, nigga, that Banks. No, it was none of that going on here and shit like that.
Remember, what have I been arguing about? I keep arguing to you about endangered species. Banks and Ghostface, right?
Yes, you do, brother.
I was telling you, yo, bro, that's one of my favorite songs of the year. That's an MVP song candidate. That's what Banks has been doing to hip hop. So to hear everybody just act like, you know, it's fab, it's just crazy talk, man. So let me get this straight. Nobody listen to Banks. Nobody rocked out to G-Unit. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. The way that they have taken this whole narrative and just made it one-sided. That's the thing that bothers me the most.
Is it how they get so deep with 50 and Banks though? And I would love to know how Banks really, really feels. Obviously, he does no interviews.
Can I tell you something?
You know what's funny, Watts? He does no interviews and he doesn't put it in the music.
Action speaks louder than words. Banks don't F with them no more. It's that simple, bro. Just not. You don't need to say no more.
Cool, let me
No. Banks does not F with 50 no more.
Right, with 50.
So that's he's telling you what it is. And then 50 constantly diminishes him constantly. And he thought he could get that what he said on IG off.
You put it in the music though. Watch. Now I ain't gonna lie to you. There's a call me corny if you want to watch, but there's a part of me. I would love to hear Banks' perspective on all this shenanigans that 50 been doing in the music. In the music,
I don't think he wants the headache, bro. I don't think he wants the headache. Here's the thing: he don't want to deal with none of 50's nonsense, bro.
Right.
But therefore, 50's gonna spend the next 3 days just posting memes of him, trying to diminish him even more. 50 already diminishes the G-Unit legacy by saying he regrets it. You know what I'm saying?
Your 50. I don't know what the. It was that right there. Yo, dog, we would never, me and Watts, as long as we got Brett and I want to talk this hip hop shit on this show, man, we ain't never gonna let you denounce the G-Unit era, nigga. I would not let you take that away from me. Respectfully, Watts, he can't take that away from me because I love the G-Unit era. I thoroughly love 02, 03. Oh my God, my nigga. I can't even, man. The way them boys are moving in these streets, man.
Yo, you ready for this?
Talk to me.
Banks' second album, Rotten Apple, 4.5 mics. 2006. But I'll take it even step further. There is no Fab album that is better than Rotten Apple.
Or Hunger for More.
No, Hunger for More without question. But there's no one better than Rotten Apple.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I have no pushback.
I mean, he got 2 albums better than any Fab album commercial. I'm not talking about mixtapes and getting into there is no competition and slow tape and all that. I'm talking commercial released albums. Fab does not have any albums better than Hunger for More or Rotten Apple.
I know niggas love going Low Soul's way, but I'm not gonna let you niggas get away with the Low Soul way conversation.
You mean with Gemini at the least? Come on. You couldn't even get it. You could.
But I think I appreciate Banks Fab more than my brother Watts. I think
you appreciate who?
Fab more than you.
I don't know if you appreciate him the way you're saying it because I love Fab. You're talking about Fab was we knew Fab, man. We was G-Unit, bro, in the 2000s. Wasn't like we Banks over him, bro. That wasn't even nothing.
Listen, man, Blue Yankee fitted G-Unit sneakers, okay? That bar is for real. Yo, Banks, that bar is really real, brother. That was me, sir. Stunt 101. Oh, even though 50 had on a nasty outfit, that blue jacket, that shit was nasty. He didn't on that 50, but tighten up 50. Let's stay with the 50 news, man. It doesn't stop with his brother Curtis, man. So, LL Cool J, ladies love Cool James, Todd Smith, who we talk about all the time, and we had a conversation about LL the other day, and we always highlight on this show that he's one of the few brothers, or the only brother, to be honest, in hip-hop history that flourished in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Even though KRS-One had 80s, 90s, 2000s. That's just me, though. You know what I'm saying? But LL really stood the test of times in decades of hip-hop, right? He went on a podcast recently, and before we talk about 50 comments, he said he's the most important rapper that ever existed. Was how do you feel about that?
I have no issue with him saying that.
I have no issue with it either, to be honest. The brother called himself the greatest of all time, the first GOAT, and no one can argue that at all and shit like that. Even though he said this is humbly. Only problem I had with LL is him acting like Busta Rhymes or KRS-One is beneath him to do a verses. I didn't like that at all. The only gripe I had with LL and everything like that. But he's entitled to his opinion, right? So, we know 50 got credited for writing the hook for the Paradise song with LL and Timmy and stuff like that. LL recently, 50 Cent put a post and said, under LL Cool J saying that he's the most important rapper that ever existed, 50 posted in a comment. 50 was a comment boy. Watch, ready for this? He was a comment boy. He wrote down there, I ain't got no beef. I just never fucking with him again. That was kind of wild. I think this shit he said was whack. 50 takes problems, issues with LL announcing that he's the most important rapper that ever existed. First off, were you shocked that we're having Queens on Queens crime here, and 50 stands on that, and he was so quick to hit send after his comments on his phone.
No, I'm not shocked. 50. This is what 50 does.
Where we at right now watching this shit? 50 LL. That was not on my bingo card in 2026.
It's not. It wasn't on LL's bingo card, but that was real corny. So one thing that's not gonna happen. 50 Cent, you cannot diss the absolute legends in hip hop. Like that's a battle you will not win. You control it all you want. In terms of LL's importance to hip hop, there is nothing 50 can do. Do you realize this? Let me just say this. Do you know why I don't mess with Freddie Gibbs anymore? Well, I will never rock out with Freddie Gibbs. When during COVID and Black Lives Matter, LL Cool J started spitting some conscious bars, right? And Freddie Gibbs went on a 3-day tirade mocking him and laughing at it. I was watching a dude like Freddie Gibbs, you making fun of LL Cool J? I never, from that moment on,
get your Gibbs balls off.
From that moment on, I never rocked out with Freddie Gibbs. I will never respect someone who calls himself an MC or a rapper to diss or make fun of LL like that.
I didn't like that, but Gibbs still make dope music. I didn't like that watch, but he still makes dope music. But go ahead.
I wouldn't know that.
He does make dope music.
I wouldn't know that.
He does.
Okay, I'd rather listen to Ice. I would rather listen to Ice Spice than Freddie Gibbs. Okay? Now, let me get back to 50.
Yes, they focus, brothers.
50, you are playing yourself. You calling LL corny because LL think he the GOAT? Because he think he the greatest? Because he said something that's true? I am the one who set off Def Jam, blew Def Jam up, and then other rappers came on the label and they became big. But I am the blueprint. I'm the pioneer of it. So he feels like he wants to get his acknowledgement and his credit for it. And he's saying it. If you don't advocate for yourself as an MC, nobody will. I'll tell you that straight up and down. If you just want to be quiet and be humble and just say nothing as a producer, as a DJ, as an MC, the culture will act like you do not exist. That's why you got to put yourself out there.
Because niggas are so quick to rewrite hip hop history also.
Absolutely. Y'all, this is the rewriting of hip hop history. As soon as y'all just skip the first 15 years of hip hop and jump straight to the mid-90s and start elevating people that came out then and say, oh, best group 90s, best MCs 90s. And it's like, wait a minute, what happened to
the 80s?
The foundation, the pioneers who influenced everybody in the 90s. I don't respect 50 for talking about LL like that. You said he's corny? How's LL corny?
That's crazy.
LL did something 50 that you're afraid to do. He dropped an album. You won't do that. LL did that. You know what LL did that you're afraid to do? But I'll tell you something else LL did that you can't do. LL released a single with Eminem, and it actually sold. It actually was a commercially successful song. And yes, if you want to say, oh, it's because it's Eminem's on it, it don't matter. LL's still on it, rapping. And he put hip-hop out. You won't do that. LL, without question, loves hip-hop more than 50. I'm not even going to debate that.
Like LL said,
Rock the Bells tour that I went to, that is for hip-hop. It's one of the greatest tours I've ever been to in my life. The Rock the Bells Festival.
Like LL said on L-Bomb, man, ask Russell Simmons who put him up at them skyscrapers, man. Okay. Like when he talks about Def Jam and being a young boy, Crush Groove, that's my era, my nigga. 50, for me, you can't even fix your face to say anything bad about LL Cool J. That's my era, my nigga. I remember playing I Need Love in basement parties. That's my era. Grabbing some, like I don't know, man.
You know what's crazy?
I don't know.
Then he tried to just Mama Said Knock You Out.
You're not doing that either.
He said that in the thing. Mama Said Knock You Out. Man, go get the strap. That's not even funny.
LL Cool J album, Mama Said Knock You Out #1.
Come on. That's not even funny what you said.
Nah, we're not doing that.
It's not even funny. That's not even funny.
Booming System, Mama Said Knock You Out, Milky Cereal. Nah, 50, we not doing that. Sorry. 5 Mic Classic. Yes. LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out. 5 Mic Classic. I'm sorry, bro. I can't. Like,
I'm going to just say this, man. I'm not giving 50 no respect or pride.
We just did 4-3-2-1 a couple days ago, so you already know the vibes with us.
I'm not jacking 50. Trying to clown not at all. You say he corny? He corny? LL?
Yeah, I don't.
Bro, this man literally dedicated his life to hip hop. He did a whole Force tour where he was getting all the legends going across the whole country in 2003. Like, come on, bro. I'm not feeling it, bro. I think that's corny. This is what is so difficult to like and support about 50. Because it's like he does not care about his own hip hop legacy.
And that bothers me right there. And I'm confused because a brother like that, when you talk to 50, we always talk about rappers who can come on this show and put another box here and they can have hip hop conversations with us. I really feel 50 can. The brother's love and admiration for KRS-One, I always say that. He makes him no doubt about that. So it's kind of, he worked with Jam Master Jay. So to me, like when 50 be in this, and I thought he had, damn, I don't know, shooting at LL when you're from Queens, I'm pretty sure being from Queens, you look at LL, I don't gotta be from Queens. I don't gotta be from Southside Jamaica, Queens to know what LL Cool J means to the fucking hip hop history. That's weird to me, 50. That's weird. I don't know where that energy coming from. It can't be trolling. Why would you be trolling LL Cool J of all people? That is weird to me, bro. I don't know. 50, man. Luckily, me and Watson came from the mixtape era. We Ghetto Quran, Power of a Dollar. Because if we didn't come from the era, dog, I would look at him like he lucky gave us classic material throughout the years. Watch classic mixtapes and classic. That's so.
Let me just say, it's very difficult to defend 50.
We gotta separate 50 the person, Curtis Jackson. We gotta separate Curtis Jackson to 50 Cent makes music. I've learned to separate the two.
They're completely two different people. 50, the hip hop artist who raps, that's hip hop.
Yeah,
50,
I love that 50.
50, the troll is just unlikable. Comes off as a bully. He comes off as someone who's never happy if anybody has any type of success. You attack everybody you work with. It's just, you seem like you're just not a good person.
And you know what's funny? It worked back in 02, 03, them days when he's going against John and them, going against Cam and Ross and them. But for some reason, I think, well, people love his meme game. They love his troll game. They love 50 for that. You know, but he is getting beat up for the LL Cool J shit though, and the bank shit though. He's getting beat up.
Rightfully so, bro. Rightfully so. Like no one takes the height of their musical legacy. Like Michael Jackson don't say, yo, man, I regret the Jackson 5 era, man. I just wish it never happened. Like, no one does that. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you sound. You're taking one of the greatest movements in hip-hop history, the G-Unit movement, and you're basically saying you wish it never happened. That's
crazy. That is, yo, my nigga. I'm still going to the clubs, playing G-Unit on my way to the clubs. Like, my nigga, that's niggas is 4 deep in the whip. You know, we got 4 niggas in the whip, and they all want to hear. They down to hear one tape to play, and no one has a problem with that. Because niggas are real finicky, man. Dog, take that shit out, my nigga. You know, niggas want to put their shit in this shit. All right, we let it ride. Nobody has a complaint. That's the G-Unit era, my nigga. I'm sorry, 50. You are not taking 02, 03, 04, 05, 06. Nah, son. No. I was screaming, nah. Hell no, from the clothes to the music.
Bro, and then the mixtape. You know what's so crazy about it? He was really about putting that hip hop out. Like him and Banks has some crazy freestyles. I grew up with you niggas. I'm from the same hood. Like they just got so much joints. And for you to just act like it don't count, and for you to just, first of all, the reason why he's getting pushed back on these last 2 posts is because what he said is factually not true. He's saying stuff that's just not true. I hate it, bro.
I don't know what's going on, man. Watch, take us home, man.
PSA for life, the home of Cooper Flag, who is having a better rookie season than Carmelo Anthony.
Huh? Wait, hold on. First of all, you and I felt, well, a lot of people felt Melo got jerked out of rookie of the year.
He did get jerked.
That's debatable. Now, if you want to say because Melo got the Nuggets to the playoffs and LeBron didn't get to the playoffs, you can say that. I'm with you on that. Why you looking like that though? Why you looking
like Wait a minute. If I can say, because Melo joined the team that made the playoffs, won 50 games, and then he averaged more points than LeBron, and you're saying, yeah, case closed. There's no debate.
reason why LeBron won it, nigga. What are you talking about?
There is no LeBron should not have won Rookie of the Year, bro.
I'm not mad if niggas fuck come out. Let me make sure I say that. I have no issues.
Yo, 3. PSA for life, the home of Cooper Flag.
So you think Cooper Flag is gonna be him? Is him right now?
Well, you tell me.
He needs help though. Kyrie, my man Clay. My man Clay's not the same anymore.
Did he have 49 points last night?
He did. No, he did. I mean, the NBA did give him after they traded Luka Doncic, and they fired the GM, Nico. That was crazy. Firing the GM. It had nothing. This is why I say niggas don't know basketball. Niggas feel that it was the GM who was the one that they gave the green light to get rid of Luka Doncic. What happened was new ownership for the Mavericks didn't want to pay that brother mad bread. So of course he's a scapegoat for this whole situation, and they fired him the next year after they got the number 1 pick. That Adam Silver and NBA said, "Here, trade Luka Doncic, but guess what? We'll give you the first pick and you get Cooper Flag."
Will Giannis be traded?
Yes, he will.
And where do you want him to go?
To my Knicks.
And who are you willing to give up?
Cat gotta go. The Knicks gotta understand something though. You're gonna have to trade OG or Mikal. You're gonna have to give him one of those guys.
Are you okay with that? It's just you're the Knicks fan. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Do you think the Warriors can put a better package together?
Yeah, because once the Knicks traded 5 first-round picks from Mikal Bridges, we gave them niggas 5. We gave Brooklyn 5. I like Mikal Bridges. Don't get me wrong, Watts, but damn, nigga, 5 first round. Leon Rose, just here. Just give Brooklyn 5. Oh, it's 5. Good Lord. Now, you know what? You ready for this? I don't think he'd be a Knick, though. I could once and understand how the NBA works. It would not shock me if he didn't go to State. Because it's funny you bring up that team. Because as long as he doesn't go to Miami, please do not let him go. I hate the Heat. Like, please do not go to Miami. But this is Pat Riley. Pat Riley, you ain't got no juice no more like that anyway, my nigga. Niggas don't care about going to Miami no more. That overrated to go play for Miami, live in Miami and all that shit's overrated, man. You couldn't get nobody. KD didn't want to come here. And Toronto might be a dark horse also.
What about OKC?
For Giannis?
Yeah.
Wow.
They have the package. Williams and all the picks they got. They got so many picks.
So you're talking about shot. I don't want to see SGA and Giannis. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I'll throw up on that. I don't want to see that. No. I don't know about Mike Brown with the Knicks, man. I'm going to say this again.
I told you about him. That man is a company man, bro. He is not. I knew he was funny style.
I want Mark Jackson. That's what I want. I've been wanting Mark Jackson, but don't even get me started on Mark Jackson. I don't understand. Hey, man, Dolan, man, you got to do right by Oak and Mark Jackson. I know, Pat. What I do love about the Knicks right now is everybody's at the games, though. Melo be there, Marbury be there, Allen Houston, even though he's part of this Knicks management and shit like that. Starks is always the LJB out of Spreewell popping out. So New York, you know what I'm saying? We outside. Fuck all that Lakers shit. Niggas act like Denzel. And what's my man who's Jack Nicholson for all the years back in the 80s and shit like that. Nah, nigga, it's New York City, nigga. Fuck are you talking about? Everybody's outside the Knicks games, man. We lit right now. But we got to make some changes, bro. I'm not feeling. And I could tell niggas don't like playing with Cat. Cat don't play no defense, man. I love Cat, but Cat frustrates me.
I'm always going to be on the side of I take a great offense over a great defense in sports. That's my mentality.
In this climate of basketball, when it's just shooting threes, the defense is overrated in the NBA.
I think great, but I always take great offense. I respect the great defense, but my mentality is the great attacking offense.
You don't like niggas that
pressure.
You have no respect for niggas that play defense. You don't believe in two-way players. You don't. Tell the people.
There's no such thing as a two-way player.
Yeah, see, yeah, we've argued about this for years. Go ahead and tell the people that you don't believe in two-way players.
There's no such thing as a two-way player.
Yes, there is, nigga. What's wrong with you?
The reason why I say that is because great players do not get stopped. You can't go if you go an entire season averaging over 30. That means over 82 games, nobody can stop you. That's literally what you average. So where's this great defensive players that these guys meet? If you literally averaging over 30, where's the defense at?
KD's not a good defensive player,
bro. Nobody is.
Kyrie's not a good defensive player.
Nobody is.
Why is? OG Anunoby on my Knicks is he's a wing player. Yes, he's a great defensive player. Yes, he is.
Okay.
Victor Wemby is a good defensive player. Oh, my nigga. I hope the Spurs don't get him either. Spurs, they got a good package also.
I'm not. Would you give up De'Aaron Fox
for Wemby? I mean,
not for Giannis.
Giannis? No, I wouldn't. Somebody got to pass the rock. Somebody got to pass the rock to Wemby and shit like that. And you have to give a pass also.
I'm very disappointed in Giannis allowing the media to force him out of Milwaukee. I'm very disappointed in that.
That's your take.
That's how I feel. I'm very disappointed in
the media is forcing Giannis, or the 100%. Organization forcing Giannis?
No, it's not bro. They tried everything, bro. They brought Dame Lillard in there. Don't say they didn't try. They was bringing in people. They've done everything they could to make Giannis happy.
First of all, the coach they had before Doc Rivers, he was 30-13 before they fired him. I don't understand how the coach was 30-13. Y'all decided to fire this brother and bring in Doc Rivers. That was crazy. 30-13, you fire him after 30-13. That's crazy. That didn't make any sense to me in the first place, Watts. But no, but Giannis. Now here's the thing. Allegedly, he has an injury. I guarantee he goes to the Knicks. That leg injury is gone. I guarantee that. That shit is gone. Now I'm down for my nigga JB and Giannis.
Oh, quick take, bro. Quick take. You got any thoughts on Nicki Minaj? Loving Trump?
I hate it.
Trini Gal them?
I think it's disgusting. It looks so fake. She seems so fake. It's not even genuine on both sides, especially her side. There's footage about this sister getting at Trump years ago, but all of a sudden now she's in love with Trump. And like you said numerous times, take your words, all these rappers who ingratiate themselves with Donald Trump and act like he's King Almighty and shit. Because he do you the fucking favor, bail out your mans from jail and reduce their jail time and shit like that. Fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, Nikki. I don't give a damn if you're a female Trini sister. I'm half Trini also. I'm half Trinidadian. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Why she played herself. Archie Bunker Award, Nikki. Absolutely. I don't know the last time I gave a woman Archie Bunker Award, but Nikki, but there you have it. Watch. She's the first woman in a long time to get the Archie Bunker Award. So I gave it to Onika. All right, there you have it. I think she plays herself all the time. I think she's a nut job. If you want me to get deep into it, she's a nut job. She's a nut job. She's jealous of every female rapper. You think when she was out here, she's the only one popping. She don't like nobody. Shout out to Queen Latifah. When she tried to get all the ladies on stage at Hot 97, she wasn't there. All the sisters on stage, but her and Foxy, I would have loved to see her. Well, Kim and Foxy wasn't on there either. My bad. Kim and Foxy was not on there. I would have loved to see Kim and Foxy on there too, though. I'm not a big. I don't think he's a dick. I don't want to. How you feel about it?
It's not a good look, bro. Not a good look. And the reason why
do the Barbs care?
It actually hurts me because I think she's an all-time great. Like I have her as one of the all-time great MCs, not female MCs, but all-time great MCs in terms of her contribution to hip hop, what she's done, and for her to, I hope she gets something out of this that actually benefits her.
She has to be what? She has to be.
But that's the thing. I hope that's what it is. Like something has to happen.
We'll never know unless she broadcasts it.
No, we're gonna know because he has the pardon people to expunge records. Like he has that kind of power. So I'm hoping you're gonna get something out of this. Because I hope you're not just doing this because like according to Nikki, I'm the biggest Donald Trump fan in the world. Like, For you to say that now, with all this stuff going on with Ice, and now you like, now I'm gonna pop out and love him so much. It hurts me, bro, because I love hip hop so much. I think she's one of the all-time great MCs. And to see so many people that have contributed so much to hip hop literally love Trump, like Kanye, like Nicki, bro, it's just like NBA Youngboy. Even the young boys like it. NBA Youngboy just did an interview and they said, what you think about Trump? Whatever Trump moving, that's how I'm moving. Whatever Trump doing, that's what NBA Youngboy says.
Yak loves him too.
So hip hop. So when Joe Budden said, "Let me find out hip hop turning Republican," he predicted it. Joe Budden predicted it, and that's where we at right now, bro. And it's nasty work.
And your man Maul played himself also. Let me just tell you else. He played himself big time.
About
J. Cole played himself big time. Played himself.
Three. Let me just say this. I need J. Cole to call me up and explain to me why he's on the phone with Dot, and then you never spoke to Drake again. I need to know that. Tell me.
Why?
Tell me, Cole.
Drake, tell us. Why do niggas care so much? More, you that invested in that money?
I can't. I want to know. I need to know. No, it's not that I want to know, Three. I need to know.
So you stand with Maul, then? You basically stand with Maul.
I need to know, what did he tell you in that conversation that you went on the tour with this man, made millions with this man on tour in that same year? Wait a minute. In that same year, one phone call, and all of a sudden, you don't know the dude no more? Never spoke to him again? Tell me, Jermaine, call me. I'm a DM you, Jermaine. Hit me back, Jermaine, and tell me.
Respectfully, man, who are you for asking for J. Cole to take his time to DM you, to let you know the reason why? He has to let you know, more and more people. Hey, Maul, man, you don't gotta be the mouthpiece for Drake, my nigga. Relax, brother, relax. Ventriloquist guy, you the ventriloquist? Like, relax, my nigga. Good Lord. That is disgusting, man. And you know Drake and this man are okay to do that shit, watch. He's not gonna go in a soapbox and do that. If Drake say, yeah, man, you can say this, you can say that. He gave the nigga okay. And this is what J. Cole is talking about when the dick riding niggas. I'm sorry, it's either Maul or Act. Pick your poison, man. But are you down tomorrow to dissect this game shit?
Bro, I didn't realize it was a double album.
Double album?
Double mixtape, but like it just has a lot of things on it. Yo. So I went through it. So I went through it already. I went through it, right? The songs where he's rapping, dope. But there's a lot of songs where he's trying to fit into whatever the sound is. And I was like,
I'll peep it. All right.
Yeah, bro. But we definitely can dissect the whole Kendrick aspect of it. Absolutely.
Absolutely. I think we did before. We'll break it down more.
Yeah, but he's now said something about it. He said something.
He put bars behind it now, so now we can
dissect. Yes, absolutely.
Man. We're going to talk tomorrow, brother.
All right, bro.
Y'all know the vibes already. Shout out my brother watching. PSA for life. Y'all know the vibes already. Yeah.